Well, good morning. It's an impromptu brew day. The beer pixies have been drinking my beer again, and all of a sudden, all my kegs are empty. Well, apart from the rye IPA, which I made the other week anyway. The I think I filled a small keg of a small like a 5 litre keg for a friend of my stout, and now the stout's down to about maybe 2 litres, I think, and the bitter I made as well has gone. Well, it's almost gone. I think it's about another couple of pints left in it. So a dire situation. So I need to make a beer which is a bit quicker than normal beers, just so I've got it there. I'm not really gagging for beer, but it's just nice to have it there. It's quite reassuring. So story. I think. Has everybody else got this kind of thing where they have some sort of thing going on in life where it kind of like shapes what kind of beer they want to have next? And I went out for a few beers last Friday. Well, I went out for lunchtime beers on Friday, and I had a German wheat in a place called 0 Degrees in Bristol, and that was very nice. They did shove a lemon into my beer without me asking, which was a bit uncalled for really, but I think it helped it all work together. But that hadn't actually seeded the idea yet, but it was just maybe there. But then I was watching the Man on the Range. It's a series about some guys out in Switzerland who shoot guns and things. My guy, there's guns and all that. And they were testing out clothing, the old and new clothing, synthetic and wool and stuff. Anyway, to cut the story short, they popped up to one of they were skiing. They went to one of the huts on top of the hills, and they were there sipping Erdinger Weiss beer, and then I noticed all the beer was gone, and well, that's what I'm going to make. I'm just going to make a wheat beer, and I know that from reading around, I know Erdinger uses, instead of using barley malt and wheat, they use a Pilsner malt. I knew I had Pilsner left over from last year as I decided to make a couple of lagers. So I got, what have we got? Yeah, so I've got about 2 kilos of Pilsner malt left over. It's almost out of date. It's all pre-ground. I don't use any. I don't have a grinder. And I bought a couple of bags of wheat malt. What else have I got? Oh, got some yeast. Going to use some entrace yeast. So I've got about 4 kilograms of malt. So I'm going to do a 50-50 mix. Going to stick some Bavarian wheat yeast in there. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I've got some Oat Husks to show you these things. So they're very similar to rice hulls, if you can see that. They're but pop those in there and that stops them sticking. I've had quite a lot of stuck mashes lately. What else? I'm going to bitter with Magnum, the same hop I had bittered with my rye ale. All I need to do is stick about 10 grams of that in. That's all needed really to get it, and it gets quite a high IBU for wheat beer anyway. I've got a very specific mash schedule. I've been reading an article by, let's have a look. Chris Colby. It's dated September the 12th, 2013, so it's quite old, but he does go into quite a few things, and one is the mash, and he talks about a chemical called 4VG. Let's see if I can pronounce it. No, I can't see it. I'll leave a note. But anyway, he recommends for the mash schedule you you mash at, oh dear, can't find it. Oh well. But anyway, the mash schedule will be, let's have a look. So I'm going to do an acid rest at 43 centigrade for 15 minutes. I'm going to be doing a protein rest at 50 centigrade for about 15 minutes. Then I'm going to do a beta for 15 minutes, which is 63 centigrade, and then I'm going to do an alpha at 72 centigrade for another 15 minutes, and that'll be my mash schedule all done. Apparently the acid rest helps this protein called, what did I say, 4VG, helps get that chemical out really in there, like, you know, and also it's quite good obviously because it lowers the pH down. Something interesting though is that when you mash that thing, it obviously lets that chemical out, but also they say you need to really mash at a higher pH to actually to go for the acid rest. Once you've gone through your acid rest, then you reduce your pH down to about 5.4 or 5.2, something like that. So obviously that is better for the yeast and it's fermenting. It's like a nice acidic environment, and but anyway, that 4VG, it gives you your clove flavours. I made a Hefeweizen last year, and I found that it didn't really make much difference. I think I just did it at something like 20 degrees, and I got a really nice strong banana and clovey flavour out of it, and I didn't need to ramp it up much higher than that. Anyway, today I think I've just noticed that I've got, if you've got a Grainfather, you'll notice they've got little, you can get a small pipe system, a long pipe system for doing certain mashes, and I seem to have lost my small pipe at the top, and I reckon it's dropped out into the fermentation, into the food recycling, and gone off its way to after the tip, which I'm a bit disappointed with. It's the second time I've had something fall out, and I've been out the front digging away inside of the grains, recovering the metal pipes and things which fall off when you do that. It's a little frustrating, and it always makes me think, get rid of it. I don't like that little feature. So I spend a lot of time also fiddling around trying to get the plates in, because they've got these silly little seals on the side. Look, I am digressing as everybody else does, but I might talk about this on a Homebrew Wednesday when I get round to it. Let's go on the brew day, and I'll show you how it goes along. So just starting the first 50 minutes of the 44 centigrade mash. See, it's very wheaty coloured, as it should be, and it looks like the liquid is actually flowing through the grain bed, which can be an issue with beer with wheat in it. Yeah, gonna leave that be now, and I'm gonna go and do other stuff while this mashes, because I can't be bothered to look at it. But I'll get back to you soon when I come to the sparge, or perhaps to the boil. Anyway, been about an hour. I've been away shopping. I've had to go to buy birthday presents and things, but it's been for the mashing, and it's got to its target temperature of, well, let's put some heat on there. So it's dropped a little bit, but its target temperature was 72. Right, can you see that? I'm just heating up some sparge water now, and we'll sparge, but we've got a nice colour there. That's good. So Yeah, once we're there, I think I might just take a pH reading, because I did a mash a pH adjustment about after the first mash step, which was 43, and I'm hoping the water here is about I'm thinking maybe about 5.4. I'll have a quick test now, I'll show you. So a quick check, it's down to 5.7. I've had a look at Beersmith and it's recommended I add about 2.7 millilitres in to bring it down to the right pH, which is 5.4. I'll add 2.5 and that should bring it down, that'll be in a good range. I've also done I'm just boiling sparge water here. I just took about a milliliter of acid in here to just get the pH down a bit on it here. So I just done an adjustment. Had about 2.3 milliliters in, and it's down to 5.4 now. So that seems to have done the job. Oh, so you can go back down to 4. I think that's good as damn it anyway. I've just taken a refractometer reading on my pre-boil wort, and I had a Brix of 10, and that gave me a corrected gravity of 1.039. Now if I pop these figures, I know I've actually collected 27 litres, and if I pop those figures here into my this is my session on my brew day, it tells me that my estimated mash efficiency was 82.1. Sorry, the estimated one was, and my measured mash efficiency was 80.4, which is quite good actually. I'm thinking that I might have put a bit more grain in there than I said, but I'm quite happy with that. Right, I'll sign off and I'll be back soon. So I'm going to do one single hop addition into my beer today. That's going to be Magnum. This is nice fresh Magnum, I think. It's 2015 harvest. Oh well, a couple of years old. But this is going to be, I'm going to stick 10 grams of this in there, which would be more than enough to get the bitterness up. Oh, a little bit too much there.
Dad, I can help you.
Hello. What can you do? Can you come and put the hops into the beer in a second for me?
Okay, then I will.
Okay, well I'll give you a shout when you're ready when I'm ready to do that.
Right, no, I will wait until you are.
Okay. Okay, so to give you an idea of this in grams, it says it's, or ounces, it says it's 0.355 ounces. I don't know what that is. But there we are. Okay, so I'll come back to you a second when the boil is ready, and I'll have a help in it. Okay, so the first and only addition of hops. This is 10 grams of Magnum. So pop it in there. Go on, tip them in. Just tip the whole thing in. Tip it in there. Over the top. Oh, there it goes. And you'll stir it a bit, and we'll let this boil for about hour and a half.
Let me stir, please.
Well, you stir a little bit. There we are. That's all you need to do. That's all.
99 degrees. Keep an eye.
What does it smell like? Can you smell hops?
It does smell like hops.
I know, it's yummy, isn't it? Right, that's enough then. Go and have your lunch, and I'll see you later on. Bye.
Bye.
Well, the rain started. I had to move in. Well, the boil's finished. You can see the proteins are coagulating very nicely there. I turned the boil off and I'm just recirculating now. I'm going to start a whirlpool. And I'm going to take a hydrometer reading in a minute. I can work out where So we're down to about 24 litres there, which is quite good. I think after almost an hour and 45, well, hour and a half boil, it looks like it's coming very clear. Right, let's take a hydrometer reading and see what it is. That's 10, 11 and a half. So it's boiled down quite a lot, and we'll take a reading now and see what it actually is. I'd say that's almost 10, 11. After taking my final gravity, I thought I'd just pop the figures back into a beersmith to see what my efficiencies and things are like. So I had a final gravity of 11.75, which gives me a corrective gravity of 1.046. If I go back to my session now, I can plug those figures in here. I think I actually did have, I wasn't 27, it was actually a final, maybe 25 or 40 was, but there's actually a measured final batch size of 22, maybe 22.5 more like, and my measured original gravity was 1046. And if I'm looking at these figures over here now, obviously there's my mash efficiency and my brew house efficiency. The estimated one was 73%, and what I've measured is about 79, so almost 90% efficient. If I here it estimates that my final gravity might go down to 1007. Looking at it, it could realistically go down to about 1012, so that would be about an ABV of about 4.5. And if it does go down to 7, which I haven't actually looked at this yeast yet to see exactly what it will do, it'll come in about 5.1, so maybe about 5%. So there we are. Oh, hang on. Yeah, and also I measured my mash pH, put my mash pH in here, which is about 5.5, which was within the threshold that I was looking for. It was actually flicking between 5.4 and 5.5, so there we are. Right, let's finish off the brew day. Okay, so I started cooling down to about 77 there. You can see it, 76 now. And we'll keep cooling down. I think so there's my yeast. Bought these little jars, IKEA started selling them now, and they're ideal for storing yeast in. They're only something like maybe £1.50, if that each. So it's ideal, so you can store yeast in there, and you can actually rehydrate yeast in these as well. Beautiful. Okay, so let's wait until this gets down to the right temperature. It's down to 57 at the moment. So I'm going to check the cooler water, and if it's looking good, we'll start pumping out into the fermenter, which is here fully sterilised. So the last thing I need to do is take a temperature of the wort coming out of here, which I think is looking at something like about 16. Where are we? And I think the water in here is about 20. Should be at room temperature. Where are we? Yeah. So there's about 2 or 3 degrees in there. So I'm going to dump the yeast straight into there. Give it a bit of a shake first, maybe. Oops, there we are. So we'll just pour it in, and that will get to work straight away then. Let's quickly let's a bit of it out. And that should be at it in a few hours' time. And, well, hopefully this will be attenuated out within easily within 7 days. It's normally quite quick, these Hefeweizen yeast. I'm not going to be fermenting at any specific temperature, I'm just going to be doing this at room temperature. So, yeah. Well, hopefully you can see me there, should be able to. Well, just filling up, hopefully that will be done and dusted in about another 10 minutes maybe. Been a good brew day. It's attenuated very well, even though the grains are quite old. I like the mass schedule, took an hour. I just went out shopping in an hour, came back and it was finished. It's one of the good things about actually being able to program it. I mean, if I tried doing a step mash with all those things, all those 3 different temperatures, like, you know, using where you boil it up and you do the decoction methods, it would have taken flipping hours. But anyway, I started about 2 o'clock. I've been very slow about it. It's just coming up to 10 to 5 now, so it's been a good day. As I said, it's mashed well. I think I'm looking at just over 5%, which is good. I mean, most Hefeweizens are around that temperature, around that strength. I didn't want it too strong. Hopefully I'm going to get lots of phenol, lots of clovey and banana flavours out of this. I'm going to ferment it at about 19 degrees, room temperature. Collected about 24 litres, so I may actually bottle up a percentage of this, but I'm not going to get, I'll have like maybe, I'm only going to get 19 litres in there, so I'm going to have about 5 litres spare, so I can fill up a few extra bottles. And yeah, hopefully this will be done in a few weeks' time. It's the first Hefeweizen I've made for ages. I think I made one last year and that came out very well actually. Before that I'd made some and they were bad. They weren't that good. So yes, well, look forward to coming up soon will be the kegging. I'll chat about that, give you an update how it's going, and then the carb up and then tasting. Okay, well, you will have a good week and I'll see you all soon. Don't forget to subscribe, like and to share with your friends if you like the content. Right, bye.